Hey everyone, hope you're doing awesome. I am good. Welcome to this channel. If you're new here, feel free to join this farm. And if you're really part of this farm, thank you so much for joining me again today. I want to share with you guys on one of the things that I feel is very important, especially if you are getting into makeup or you are just a makeup lover, and that is foundation. And I will be sharing with you guys on my tips for perfect foundation, or what you need to look into when you want to get that perfect foundation, because foundation can make or break your look. So let's get into the first one. The first tip is skin prep. You need to prepare your skin. It's very, very important, and by this I mean you need to exfoliate your skin, you need to moisturize your skin. When you prepare your skin well before applying your foundation, then trust me, the application process will be very smooth. It will look really nice on skin. If you have pores, you can use a good primer that blurs out your pores before applying your foundation. If you have dry skin, moisturize, use a hydrating moisturizer. If you have oily skin, use an oil balancing moisturizer. Good skincare results into good makeup application. The second tip is to always consider your skin type when choosing your foundation. For instance, if you have dry skin, go for formulas that will hydrate your skin and not dry you out. If you have oily skin, go for formulas that will counteract the oiliness. And also if you have combination skin, go for formulas that will work well with your skin type. Be sure to check the formulas because not every formula works for every skin type. As much as you want to buy a foundation from a certain brand, look for the formula in the brand that will work for you. Don't buy from a brand just because it's popular and people are using that foundation at the moment. Check if it will work for you. Tip number 3, always match your shade in daylight. Keep off artificial light. When you go to most of the shops, you'll find that they have these LED lights in the store, and then they'll match your shade in the store, and then you'll go out with a foundation that might actually not be your shade, which is a really bad thing because you're wasting money. So always ask them if you can just go outside and check in natural lights. You don't want to waste money. You don't want to go home with a foundation that is not your shade, yet you can't even return it. No. My fourth tip is about application. Foundation is meant to give you a uniform skin tone and not necessarily give you like a blank canvas. You don't want to have cake face. You need to apply a little foundation at a time. Build it up. If you have to build up the coverage, just apply another one after another. Thin layer, but don't apply a lot at once. Sometimes we have places on our skin or on our face where we have good skin, and then some other places have maybe hyperpigmentation and all. So when you start with a little layer, you might actually just need to apply more on the specific areas where you have problem. If it's hyperpigmentation, you just apply more over there and leave the rest of the face with a little that you had already applied. You don't need to cake up your face, especially where you have good skin. Just apply a little at a time and then build up where you need to. As simple as that. Tip number 5, you need to be a smart shopper. Always ask for samples when you go to these stores. Ask them if they can give you a small sample of the foundation and then go home and test it. Sometimes what these people say is, oh, we don't give samples. Let me tell you, carry a small container. There are some small containers that are being sold at Miniso. Carry that one and go with it and just tell them, ask them politely to just give you a little bit of the foundation that they think is your shade, and then go and use it. If they don't give samples, then get tested, go outside, go with a mirror, check if it matches your skin tone, check if it looks okay according to you, and then decide whether you want to buy it or not. If they don't again do that, ask them about their return policy. If you're buying online, it's always good to check the return policy as well, because you can't test to see if it's your shade unless it's a foundation that you've been using before and it's just a refill. One of the last tips that I have is for people who like to mix foundations. Always be careful when mixing foundations, because foundations have different formulas. We have some that are silicone based, water based, oil based. So mix silicone with silicone, water with water, and oil with oil. If you don't do that, you might find that the foundation will start to separate, or one will not blend in with the other. It will just not look as good, and mostly because it's the formula. Maybe one is water based, another one is oil based, and oil and water never ever mix. So be very careful when mixing foundations. Those are my top tips when it comes to getting that perfect foundation. Next, I'll be sharing on how to choose the right foundation, so watch out for that video. So that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this one, and until the next one, peace, love and makeup.